morning, friends. Alex on the 6th of September, 5:43 in the morning, 2021. Currently on the way to Mitsumata Sanso, or Mitsumata Mountain Lodge, via the Makimichi Bunki, or Makimichi Path, which is here. So yeah, had a nice relaxing day yesterday. It was quite nice to have dinner, an actual proper dinner for once. I think I had probably about 5 bowls of rice, and about sort of 4 bowls of miso soup, along with the standard fare that comes out at dinner times. Sort of like some meat, vegetables and such, you know. So yeah, I mean, although it's quite expensive, something like £20, no, £18 or so, it's about 2,000 yen. So obviously it does put you back a bit, so you can't afford to really have it every night, especially on a course like I'm doing where you're out in the mountains for 5 days, because otherwise with dinners alone you put yourself back about £80–90. So it was a nice luxury to sort of indulge myself in for a night, especially as I got about sort of 12 hours sleep as well. That was quite nice. So yeah, unfortunately you've just missed the sunset, sorry, sunrise. It's come from over there. It's hidden in the clouds now, the sun. Mount Washiba, I think I showed you it yesterday, is over there currently. It's obscured by clouds. We're meant to be getting a bit clearer weather by about 9 o'clock, and then that's meant to hold until about 3 according to the weather forecast. But you know, weather is prone to change in the mountains, so not really getting my hopes up too much. So yeah, this Makimichi path, I really hope it's not like this all the way, because it feels like it's not really built for someone who's as tall as me. God's sake, this is annoying. Because normally, if I was a bit smaller, I'd be able to go through here quite easily. Jesus, it's like it's been cut for people who are smaller than me. Oh well, you know, can't be helped with that. Hopefully I come out on the ridgeline eventually, and then I'm away from the trees. Walking through the undergrowth is always slightly irritating. But yeah, the path going forward to Mitsumata Mountain Lodge, pretty simple. Pretty much just heading over there, to be honest. It's going to take about an hour and 20 minutes by standard time, if there's not too much elevation or going downhill though. I don't imagine it will take an hour and 20, it'll probably be more like an hour, judging off what other people were saying at the mountain lodge yesterday, having traversed this course. So, but yeah, other than that, it's not really much else to report. I'll probably put you on a bit later on when I'm on the way up to say Mount Suisho or Mount Washiba first, actually. So yeah, until next time, Alex, out. Hello friends, Alex on the 6th of September 2021, currently at 8:15 in the morning, on the way up to Mount Washiba, which is that mountain right ahead of us. So I just called in at Mitsumata Mountain Lodge, which is that one over there. I made some curry for myself, that was very tasty. Put some sausages in it as well as an extra touch, because I was feeling fancy. That's Yari over there. So yeah, from now we have about a 380 metre ascent to get up to the summit of Mount Washiba, which is 2,960, 40 metres or so, around that area, I think. I might be wrong there, don't quote me. Over there in the distance you might be able to make out Mount Suisho as well. It's currently obscured by clouds. It's kind of the mountain, you can sort of see a valley like that. It's the mountain in between. We're going to that after Mount Washiba. The peak sticking out next to Mount Washiba is Mount Wademo, apparently. There's a bit of trivia for you, as if you're going to do anything with that. So yeah, very, very nice weather. The round trip basically to Suisho from here will take about 6.5 hours or so, give or take. I was also able to deposit most of my heavy stuff at Mitsumata Mountain Lodge, which I'm very grateful for. So very light baggage at the moment, making this a lot easier than it would be with a full pack. When we return to Mitsumata Mitsumata Mountain Lodge later, I'll probably have some food and then press on to Kurobegoro Mountain Lodge, which means proceeding west down into a sort of larger col, where a col is a dip in a mountain where it sort of goes down quite a lot in between mountains, and call in at Kurobegoro mountain lodge and put down my tent there. So it looks like this weather's going to hold all day, so there's no risk of putting down my tent in the rain, like the mistake I made at Mount Minami a couple of days ago and ended up getting it wet and I couldn't sleep as a result. But yeah, looking good to be honest all round. Really looking forward to this. Hope that Mount Washiba doesn't cloud over when I'm at the top. There are some quite ominous clouds at the top at the moment, as you can probably tell. Don't know if you can actually see. There you go. Yeah, very, very distinct looking peak, Mount Washiba. On a clear day, sort of like today, you can see quite a lot of the surrounding mountains as well. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting to the top of this. Also, this climb as a whole is going to be quite enjoyable because I'm not going to be lugging around 23-24 kilos on my back. For comparison, I think I've only got about probably 10 on my back at the moment, so it honestly feels like nothing. But yeah, going to continue pressing on. I'll probably take some more footage at the summit, so until next time, Alex out. Hello friends, Alex on the 6th of September 2021, 9:19 in the morning. Currently at the summit of Washiba, or Mount Washiba, 2,927 metres apparently. That's Mount Yadi over there. There's Mount Kurobegoro. Over there in the clouds, that is Mount Suisho. Mount Wademo is just ahead that we need to sort of go down and climb up again. Yeah, over there that's Mount Jiji. Apparently Jiji in Japanese is a rude term to call a grandpa. So you see like, oh you Jiji, you know, it's a rude way of saying old person. There's a bit of trivia for you. I was just interacting with a few of these people here. That was quite nice. I also walked up with that fellow over there to get up here. But yeah, all in all, very good hike so far. Very, very good pace to be honest to come up here. I mean, it's only been an hour since I've left Mitsumata, and it's meant to take an hour and 20 minutes to get up here. Breaks included and such. So yeah, making really good pace. Gonna head towards Mount Wademo now, and then let me see if you can see it from here actually. Let's put you a bit closer. Let's have a look, shall we? Can you see it from here, maybe? No, it doesn't look like you can. I imagine it's over there somewhere though. There's a Suisho mountain lodge. It's kind of on this ridge after you descend from Mount Wademo over there. So yeah, we'll be heading towards there, and then heading up onto the ridge line towards Mount Suisho, which is currently in the clouds. Hopefully that disperses a bit later, but you know, never know. Also, there's a bit of trivia. What do you call it? You can see Yari over there. We're currently on a trail called the Ura Ginza, which is the behind trail for the Northern Alps. Over there, that is the Omete Ginza trail, which is the in front trail. So you have probably like Mount Subakuro, for instance. Mount Jonen will probably be in the distance over there as well in the clouds. And then you follow this trail ridgeline towards Mount Yari, which makes up the Omete Ginza trail. But yeah, that's it for now from me. So thank you very much for watching up until now. I'll take some more footage probably on the way up to Mount Suisho, I imagine, after going up and down Mount Wademo. So yeah, until next time, Alex out. See, are we on? Yeah, we're on. Hello friends, Alex again in the Northern Alps. On the way to Mount Suisho at the moment. This video might cut out in the middle of this, apologies for that in advance, that'll be the third time. But it's currently the 6th of September 2021, currently 10:33, 2 hours and 10 minutes, or 2 hours and 20 minutes or so have passed since leaving Mitsumata Mountain Lodge, and we've already done Mount Washiba, and in about 10 minutes time we'll be at the top of Mount Suisho. So yeah, it's very very sort of rock climby on the way up to the summit of Mount Suisho by the looks of it. If I recall, I think Suisho, it's called that because it looks like a crown or something, I have a feeling. Similar to how Mount Ontake, the volcano, has a three-pointed crown that is quite known by, or quite well known by anyway. I think Mount Suisho similarly has 4 points that you sort of have to navigate through to get to the summit, which is what we're doing at the moment. So yeah, you get huffy puffy, Alex, for a while because we'll be going uphill for a bit. I'll leave you on for a few more minutes, I think. Don't want to drain my battery completely, although saying that, I managed to charge my GoPro batteries at Suiso Mountain Lodge yesterday, so there's no worries of running out of charge. But yeah, so much nicer doing this with full charge. 切っていいですよ。あ、いいですか。すいません。ああ、そうですね。一応軽荷物なんで結構楽ですよ、これは。三つマスで一応デポーしてるんで、なんでちょっとこれを山頂してからちょっと帰るんでパワーっていうかなんか頑固さかな。ありがとうございます。ここからありがとうございます。Apparently I look quite powerful, according to that person. Hey ho. Get these compliments here and there. Take them whilst you can. Oh dear. Yeah. Right then. Obviously, although it's not gendarme or Daikillet level climbing, still can't afford to let you guard down. So yeah, right then. Well, you can see that person standing in red. That's where the summit marker is. So yeah, that was just a little taste for you, I think, of climbing. I'm not going to leave you on for the rest because it took about 5-10 minutes from here, and as I said, don't want to drain the battery too much. So I will take some more footage later on, probably either back at Mitsumata Mountain Lodge or on the alternate return course that I'm doing. So yeah, until next time. Oh, sorry, by the way, that mountain over there, the white one sticking out, that is Mount Yakushi. That's Mount Kurobegoro, so you can see the sort of colossal distance tomorrow that we'll have to cover. But fortunately, as far as I can tell, that's not massively precipitous at all, so I'm pretty confident I'll be able to do that. As for where I'll be staying tonight, you can see Mount Kurobegoro there and a sort of grey runoff coming off it. I have a feeling a mountain lodges are around the bottom of there somewhere. So yeah, it's a good 700 metres ascent up to Mount Kurobegoro, but once that's out of the way, it's just a big old long slog distance-wise over to Mount Yakushi. So yeah, looking forward to that. Obviously I won't be looking forward to the amount of baggage that I'll have, but you know, hey ho. So yeah, anyways, until next time, Alex out. Hello friends, Alex again on the 6th of September 2021 in the Northern Alps. Currently on my way back to Mitsumata Mountain Lodge. So first we need to go down quite a lot and then ascend about another 200 metres. So it's probably around 2,300 metres we go down to. Currently around 2,700, so it's about a 400 metre drop. But yeah, as you can tell, the weather's turned for the worse. Currently 11:46, so weather was meant to get bad by about lunchtime, it was saying, but it seems that it's a bit early. But hey ho, you know, it doesn't really matter because I've got rain wearing such on me anyway, even though I've got my light belongings. But yeah, I doubt I'm going to see anyone else on this this path because it's not particularly popular, but you know, never know. The only dangerous thing about this turn in the weather is that there is thunder and lightning going on overhead, which is obviously a bit scary, so you can probably tell off my slightly brisk pace. I'm sort of struggling, slightly rushing to get under shelter because the descent path, I'm pretty sure, goes into a forest, so it's a bit safer to be in there rather than out in the open like we are currently. That was a crack with thunder overhead. But yeah, very similar to Mount Aino really, back in the Southern Alps. Seem to remember there also being a spell of thunder and lightning like this. So yeah, maybe rather than a rain man, I'm more a thunder lightning man, who knows. But yeah, that's a quick update from me. I'll take some more footage later on at Mitsumata Mountain Lodge, which I'll be arriving at in about an hour and a half, I'd say. So yeah, until next time, Alex out. Hello friends, Alex again on the 6th of September 2021, currently 14:11 in the afternoon. I'm just on the way over to Kurobegoro Mountain Lodge, which requires a bit of a ascent, and then it's a nice sort of ridge walkover apparently. Just thought I'd show you this because it's quite interesting. That is a sort of remaining bit of snow that I imagine is just there all year round by the looks of it, considering it's way past the remaining snow season. But yeah, it's fairly interesting, I thought. You don't often see that. Obviously you see snow here and there, but you know, it's to have snow this persistent and sort of around for so long is quite rare. The only other areas that I can think of off the top of my head would be Mount Shidoma maybe, which is a bit further north. So from here, in that sort of direction, over there past Mount Suisho. Yeah. Where are we going? Kurobegoro. Yep, continue going this way apparently. I really hope that we don't actually have to go over that snow. That'd be quite annoying. Do we? I don't think so. I think just go around. What do? Because it's pointing this way. I can also see a circle up there. So I imagine we're okay to just climb up the rocks by the looks of it. Obviously it might be going off the path a bit, but I don't have any crampons on me at the moment, so I don't really want to risk going across the snow. Let me see. Any markings around here? Ah yeah, there's a tiny little smidgen of yellow there. So it looks like we just followed the rocks up. But yeah, just thought I'd show you this. So that was a small update from me. I'll probably take some more footage once I've settled in at camp at Kurobegoro Mountain Lodge, which will be in about an hour and a half's time. So around sort of 4 o'clock, half 4 or so, I imagine. But yeah, you also know how off my time predictions are sometimes, so don't take my word for that. But yeah, until next time, Alex out. Right, hello friends, very quickly, Alex on the 7th September 2021, currently around sort of 3:30, 20 to 4 in the morning, on the way up to Mount Kurobegoro. You can't really see anything because obviously, you know, it's still really dark. We're currently just heading up a slow incline via a river that you can kind of hear the sound of at the moment. Very, 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 very pretty starry sky, very clear weather today, so extremely happy about that. Really hope it persists throughout the day on the way over to Mount Yakushi. But yeah, I'm going to continue cracking on for now, I think. There's not really much for me to show you in the dark. So probably when I get to the peak of Mount Kurobegoro, it will be sunrise time. So I'll hopefully try and put you back on then. My GoPro's playing up a bit as well, and I'm kind of starting to run out of charge as well. I've got one portable charger left. So yeah, I'll get back to you a bit later, but until next time, here you go. Here's me blinding you. Alex out. Good morning friends, Alex again in the Northern Alps on the 7th of September 2021. Currently 5:14 in the morning at the summit of Mount Kurobegoro. And that is the sunrise approaching, which is quite a nice sight, I think. Over there in the distance, that is Mount Yakushi, so I'm going to aim to do that today. And if I'm quick enough, I'll be able to actually go off the mountain today, actually, and return to civilization. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. Obviously, if I can be quick enough, that'd be great, but, you know, never know how it goes, really. Interestingly enough, as well, in the distance, that is Mount Tateyama, straight ahead of us, and then Mount Tsurugi next to it as well. So they are technically within distance of Yakushi, but I don't know if you can tell, it is quite a distance between the two, like that. You have to go to Tateyama first and then to Tsurugi. Over there you can probably see Mount Yari jutting out as well. It's quite distinct. And then all of the range that we've walked so far. So I started over there with Mount Nishiho, and then basically just followed this all along till Yari, followed it this way over to Washiba, Suisho, back again here, and then up to Mount Kurobegoro. And then next we'll be going to Mount Yakushi, and then descending from over there, pretty much. So yeah, this is the signboard for the summit. Mount Kurobegoro, 2,810 meters. I'm pretty sure it's taller than that. 40, sorry, 2,840 meters. Yeah. And also, in a bit of exciting news for you, this is my 50th 100 famous mountain. So, thank you for being with me most of the way. We're halfway there now, technically. Don't know if I'll ever really complete this, but yeah, see how it goes. But yeah, feeling pretty good, to be honest. I'm gonna have a couple of gels and energy bars, I think, because I'm a bit tired out from this now. Other than that, though, to be honest, I'm feeling pretty chuffed. Made this on time, well on time, really. Left at about 3:10, so it only took about 2 hours 5 minutes, despite the sort of full baggage and going uphill for a lot of the time. So yeah. The walk over to Mount Yakushi looks fairly doable, to be honest. It's sort of like a few ups and downs, but nothing too extreme, not compared to what we've conquered so far anyway. So, once again, this is the sunrise coming. I think I'm going to call my mother as well, actually. So rather than spending it with you, I'm going to call her, I think. Playing favourites. But yeah, thank you as always for watching. I'll take some more footage later on when I'm on the way to Mount Yakushi, because it's going to be about a sort of 6-7 hour hike over there. Remember, it's 5:30 now, so even with it taking that long, we'll probably be able to get off the mountain, because it's only 2.5 hours to descend after coming down off Mount Yakushi, back to civilization. But yeah, anyways, until next time, Alex out. Hello friends, Alex again on the 7th of September 2021, currently 3 minutes past 8. Quite windy at the moment. I've just passed Kitamata Dake, I think it's called, Kitamata no Dake, otherwise known as Ue no Dake, which is 2,663 or so meters. Mount Yakushi is over there, so you may have noticed that it's become sort of considerably closer since we last took footage. So yeah, currently just making a beeline for what's it called? Talo Mountain Lodge, I think it's called, which will take about another hour to get there. So looking at about a 9 o'clock arrival. Put down all the heavy stuff. Maybe have some food there as well, if they're selling some, I think. Because I'm quite hungry again, even though I've been having gels. Alas, gels don't really have the same qualities as actual food, it seems. But yeah. Other than that, yeah, the last bus back, unfortunately, is 12 from Oritate bus stop, which will take 2 hours to reach from Talo Mountain Lodge. So after going up to Yakushi and back, I'm probably not going to be able to make that in time. Not probably, actually, I won't be able to. We're probably going to be at Oritate around 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, I'd say, give or take. That's a rough guesstimate. So yeah, going to either have to leech off another person's kindness who has a car there, or call a taxi. So yeah, I might ask around Taro Daida Mountain Lodge, there you go, Jesus, and see if anyone's driving back. Otherwise it'll be a taxi job, which, although it's financially quite expensive, yeah, I think a trade-off's okay, considering that we basically get to finish a day early, which is quite surprising. I wasn't really expecting to be done this quickly, but at last my pace has sort of increased somewhat as we've got past Mount Yari, at least, because it's become considerably less precipitous. So yeah, that's it from me for now, I think. I'll probably take some more footage later, somewhere over on that ridge line when I'm walking up towards Mount Yakushi. So until then, Alex out. Hello friends, Alex on the 7th of September 2021, 10:52 on the way up to Mount Yakushi. Currently 2,700 metres, 200 metres or so to go. You can see the refuge shelter from here actually. That's about 20 metres off the summit, so we just have to climb up this area. Konnichiwa. So yeah, I'm going fairly quickly because the
reason being is the mountain lodge just there, Yakushi Mountain Lodge. They have a lunch menu from 11 till 1, and currently 10 minutes to 11 or so, so obviously go to the summit, come back down. We had to have some of that, which I'm quite looking forward to. Konnichiwa! But yeah, this is very much like the climb up to Mount Washiba, really. Reminds me of. Obviously made it a lot easier by the fact I don't have my baggage with me at the moment. Doesn't stop it being slightly tiresome though. Tiresome as in physically tiresome. Not tiresome overall, because I do quite like doing this, but alright, small breather. That's quite nice in the distance. You can see the Okuyari range, so Yari on the left, Okuhotaka over to the right, quite distinct. It's really strange to think that I've walked from all the way over there, and plus gone all the way around and done Washiba and Suisho, and then Kurobegoro, which is either that one or the one behind it currently. But yeah, also the clouds are starting to roll in a bit, so I'm going to hurry slightly to the summit, I think. On the way down I'll take care, because there's a fair few rocks here that looks like you might be able to slip up on. There you go. Should be seeing in front of me now, because I always look down whenever I'm walking, I realise, so keep an eye on my feet and such. Yeah, very rocky terrain, but as I said, because I've not got heavy baggage at the moment, it's very, very simple to go up, so I'm very grateful for that. I set out from Tarodaida Mountain Lodge at 9:45, so making incredibly good time. It's normally meant to take you around 2 hours to get to the point where I am. Whilst I seem to have halved that, so you know, light baggage does the job. There's an X there, so I can't go up there. Follow the circles as always. But yeah, I'm going to continue huffing and puffing my way up here, so I'll turn you off for now, because there won't really be much change. Hopefully this blue sky sort of stays. Some of these clouds are starting to look like rain clouds. But yeah, I'll probably take some more footage either at the summit or at the mountain lodge, who knows. So until next time, Alex out. Hello friends, Alex again on the 7th of September 2021, currently 11:26, almost at Mount Yakushi, final mountain of the Northern Alps series that I'm doing. Fantastic. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, it's taken a bit of a while to sort of traverse over from the emergency shelter, which is behind over there, I think. Yeah, it took a bit of a while, sort of 15 minutes rather than 20. Sort of going at double pace, so I was expecting to go a bit quicker, but hey ho. 1 second, just to get to the summit. There you go, let's put a rock on the cairn as well, shall we? There we go. Lots of cairns up here actually. Oh. Right, how do we get up there? Do we wind round up here? Oh. Yeah, by the looks of it. Oh. Right then. Lovely jubbly. Right then. And here we are at the summit of Mount Yakushi, final mountain of this series. Good God, that was a long trip, wasn't it? Let's see, anything else written on here? Yakushi Dake 2900 26 meters, 2,926 meters, and the shrine there reminds me of Mount Kaikoma actually. Mount Kaikoma had one that was very similar to that. But yeah. Oh. Thanks for staying with me throughout all this. Sorry the sun might be in your eyes. Shall we go over here and stand, shall we? There we go. Right then. Yeah. That's been enjoyable, hasn't it? It took a bit of a while. It's basically the 5th day today. But yeah, once I go back down to Yakushi Mountain Lodge, have some lunch, get my pin, might even buy a t-shirt. Wow. Then all that's remaining is just to go down the mountain, really, which is a bit sad. But yeah, we've basically walked from over there, which is the Yari-Yoku ridgeline. From Yari went to Sugoroku, which is sort of around there. I'm probably not pointing out correctly to you because I'm not looking into the camera, but it's around there. Then loop round up to Washiba. Washiba's to the left of Yari, the one sticking out in the foreground. Then Warimo, then Suisho, the one sort of the jagged peak there. Then looping back round. Mount Kurobegoro, you probably can't see at the moment because I think it's in the clouds. And then looping back round here, up to Mount Yakushi. So yeah, job's a good one, I reckon. I forgot to bring my Vaseline as well, so my lips are getting a bit chafed, but hey ho, or chapped even, not chafed. Yeah, it's a good job, I think. Thank you as always for watching. I'll probably take some more footage when I'm down at Oritate, which is the trail entrance. But other than that, that's it from me, I think, for now. So until next time, Alex, out. Hello friends, Alex on the 7th of September again, 2021. Currently 14:26 in the afternoon. On the way down from Taro Daida Mountain Lodge after descending from Mount Yakushi. So this path is very long until Oritate. So it's about another 5.5 kilos, 6 kilos or so distance. And elevation wise it's about another 800 meters. So it's quite a sort of easygoing descent for the most part. At the end there's a fairly steep forest descent that you have to do, which is apparently quite tough according to some people that I've heard talking about it. To be honest, it's kind of coming into my feet a bit, so it's not particularly pleasant, this, because you can see all the rocks and such. But, I mean, one of the saving graces is, I mean, there's the summit of Mount Yakushi over there, and then you can also see some of the other highlights. That dam in the distance, I'm pretty sure Oritate is quite near, so it gives you a sort of scale of distance also. So it's a good 5 kilometers away or so. My arms have been horrifically sunburnt as well today, it seems, so I've opted to put my long sleeve thing on, even though it's a bit hot, just to avoid any further damage. I figured that would be responsible to do so anyway, because I mean I would quite like to go into a hot spring later, and the more sunburnt your arms and body is, the more painful the experience is, so, you know, hopefully it's not too bad. Obviously those are famous last words, I think. I imagine it will hurt quite a lot when I go inside, but reap what you sow, I suppose, because I didn't bring sunscreen, so, or at least I did, but it ran out on the 3rd day, so any stuff that I sustained yesterday or today was through fault with my own negligence, I'm afraid. But yeah, I'm going to keep plodding on down here, really, because I don't imagine it's massively interesting. Jesus, just goes on and on and on though. Just same path. But yeah, I'm going to continue plodding on. So until the next time, Alex out.